Well, good evening. It's Friday evening. It's 5:30 on October 9th. And one of the things we like to do here at UTA is start all of our classes and start all of our events right on time. So I'm glad you're here, glad you're able to participate in what is effectively the second half of a doubleheader. We had an APICS student chapter professional development meeting that finished up about 15 or 20 minutes ago. And now we're ready to get kick-started in our supply chain career development and overseas study symposium. My name is Dr. Randy Napier. I'm happy to be a member of the Faculty in Information Systems and Operations Management here at UTA. And I'm also the faculty advisor for the student chapter of APIC. So I'll be your moderator here tonight. And we've got a really impressive lineup of speakers to talk to you on the topics of supply chain management careers and study abroad opportunities. So our first speaker is Emmanuel Ofei, get the name pronunciation right. And Emmanuel is a senior in the Operations Management Department in the College of Business here at the University of Texas at Arlington. And he also serves as Associate Director of Program Planning for the APIC Student Chapter at UTA. Emmanuel is a summer 2015 awardee of the Gilman Scholarship, a U.S. State Department scholarship available to federal Pell Grant recipients. And he used that scholarship to complete an internship in Shanghai, China. And he's here to talk to you tonight about how the Gilman Scholarship can fund your study abroad to those who qualify. So please welcome Emmanuel Ofei.
Hey everybody, like Dr. Napier said, my name is Emmanuel Ofei. I'm here to talk to you about the Gilman Scholarship. If you are federal Pell Grant eligible, this is an amazing scholarship that can fund your travels if you're interested in studying abroad in another country and making yourself more competitive in the global job environment. The Gilman Scholarship is funded by the U.S. Department of State Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. And basically, the U.S. government has a need for more and more Americans to attain leadership qualities outside the United States of America. It's also used to help diversify the kinds of students who study abroad. Quite frankly, most people that study abroad are upper class, white, and have a lot of money to fund their travels. There's not enough diversity in study abroad. So the U.S. government decided to come up with a scholarship to help those students who don't have a lot of money, but they have a passion for getting leadership skills outside the United States of America. That's what this scholarship can do for them. So here are the requirements to study abroad and get the Gilman Scholarship. Actually, to compete for the Gilman Scholarship, they don't just give it to you. You have to do a couple of things. It'd be nice if they gave it to you, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to be a U.S. citizen, and you have to be an undergraduate student. And you have to be Pell Grant eligible. Pell Grant eligible, for those of you that don't know, basically you have to, it's typically for lower income college students. So you should check with your financial aid officer. If your expected family contribution on your financial aid form is under a certain amount, then you are Pell Grant eligible. The whole point of the Pell Grant eligibility is for those students who typically could not afford to go to college and get a degree. For example, myself, I'm an immigrant from Ghana, West Africa. My mom and dad, they don't have an education outside of high school. And I'm going to be the first person in my family to get my bachelor's degree this December. We are low income. It would be impossible for me to study abroad in China out of my own pocket. So being Pell Grant eligible, I found out about the scholarship. I wrote my competitive essay, told them, hey, I want to learn, I want to travel the world, all these things, and that's how I was able to win it. So that's the deal breaker. To qualify for the Gilman Scholarship to study abroad, you have to be U.S. citizen and Pell Grant eligible. There's a couple of other requirements. You can all check it on the website. I decided to include a link, see if we can go to the website. It's taken a while to load. But basically everybody here knows how to use Google, right? I hope so, right? If you're a student at this point. So just type in Gilman Scholarship into Google. You go to the front page, it tells you more about the scholarship opportunity. You can click on, you can just basically start applying. Here's a couple of details about the scholarship. There's over 2,700 scholarships awarded every year. 5,000 is the max for non-critical need languages, 4,000 for semester, 3,000 for summer, and 8,000 maximum for critical need language awards. These are super competitive. I'm actually a recipient of a critical need language award, so yes, I did win the full 8,000. I also did it in the summer, so that's a double win for me. So I just did a little bit of math. I hope I'm right because I'm operations management major, right? 60 out of 2,700, that means I'm in the top 2%. So you should feel happy because you're getting advice from a 2%er. So you can also apply for that. Critical need languages, in summary, basically, the United States government is saying we need more and more Americans to go abroad and study these specific languages. There's not enough interest in American students to study these languages. These languages are important to the global economy. These languages are important to global politics. Arabic, Chinese, Indonesian, Japanese, Turkish, Persian, the multiple Indian languages, Korean, Russian, Swahili. We need more and more American students taking interest in these languages. I don't know if there's time to look at all the YouTube videos, but basically I used my internship, my Gilman Award, to do an internship in Shanghai. The name of the company I worked for was Blue Hive. Blue Hive is a marketing and advertising company.
Escape.
The video is
Escape.
Okay, so I can't let me put it in glorious Canadian. So basically, these are the offices of Blue Hive. Ton of foreign professionals from all over the world. The point of Blue Hive is to help our client become more, basically we want whatever client needs help promoting their product out there in the world, we help them do that. So that was me giving a final presentation at the end of my three-month internship in Shanghai. The name of the company is Blue Hive, and our main client was Ford Motor Vehicles. Ford has cars all over the world. Ford saw that there was a really bad taste in the mouths of Chinese people. American car companies in China are looked at as expensive, gas guzzling, not very good quality. So what I did is I worked for the project managers at Blue Hive, and we came up with strategies. What can Ford as a company do to help overcome that gap and help the Chinese consumer think of Ford, an American car brand, in a positive light? So we came up with a lot of strategies. I sat in on a lot of meetings. It was great for me. It was great for me to just get an understanding of Ford as a global company, how a company in Shanghai, China is helping them conduct their marketing activities. It just really completed my knowledge as a student that otherwise I would not have been able to get if I never went abroad in Shanghai. I think I'll skip the videos for now. Well, I don't want to go over, but there is.
Yeah, Emmanuel, when you're in show mode, it should come up when you click on it, but I believe you have to be in show mode.
I am, but it's not. Okay. Well, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what I did while I was in China. This is East Nanjing Road, or Nanjing. I'm going to say East Nanjing Road. It's one of the most famous shopping areas in all of China. This was great for me. When I got off to work after 6 p.m., I just go and just look at Chinese people shopping. It was refreshing to know that they are just as American as we are. They love shopping. You can see McDonald's, you can see H&M handbags, you can see a lot of things. It really, really humanized Chinese people in a lot of ways for me. Instead of just paying attention to what you see on the internet and what people on television are telling you, to see them just like you and me, regular people, shopping with their families, all of a sudden, you realize that they're not that different from you and me as Americans. So it was great. Yes, that's me. Another thing I learned about being in China, I was in the Great Wall. It was really tough. If you ever go to Great Wall, take it seriously because you're going to sweat a lot. I did not take it seriously, so I was sweating a lot. The climb was definitely a struggle. This was in Beijing. Shortly after my internship wrapped up, I had a couple of days left before I'd eventually go back to United States. So I decided to just book a high-speed train from Shanghai to Beijing, which is about 4 hours. Then I decided to stay in the cheapest hostel I could find. And I was like, I want to go to the Great Wall. I don't know when I'm going to come back to China. Let me just check it out. So it was really nice. Again, it keeps up with the whole idea of just being knowledgeable about the world, you know. Yes, that's me again. Let me just. And it was great. You know, it's I can say that I went to the Great Wall in China, and it was. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a tough climb, though. No, that's not your presentation. Okay, I think that is it. After I left Shanghai, I had some dollars left, and I thought to myself, you know what? I have some money left from the scholarship that I won. I love studying other cultures, other Asian cultures. I had some cash left in my pocket from that generous Gilman scholarship. So I decided to travel to 4 other Asian countries. So I want to do a quick test right now to see how globally aware our audience is. Does anybody know where the first upper left corner is? You're supposed to raise your hand. Right? All right. It's Singapore, in case you didn't know. Right? And the one to the next of it, raise your hand if you know what it is. In the upper right-hand corner. Raise your hand if you know what it is. You're supposed to raise your hand. What?
Seoul, South Korea.
Yes, Seoul, South Korea. I went to Seoul, South Korea after Singapore. It was great. Miracle on the Han River, you could just see it come to life. Pretty frustrated though, because after using the high-speed internet in South Korea, and then I come back to America, and I'm like, why is South Korea, their internet is better than us, and we call ourselves the most technologically advanced nation on the earth? What about the bottom left corner? Does anybody?
Hong Kong.
No, Chinese, so you know.
That's not the country.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong. And then the last one on the upper bottom right corner. Yes, Tokyo, Japan. So I went to Singapore, Seoul, South Korea, Hong Kong, and then Tokyo, Japan with the money that I had left. Basically, the whole point of this speech is just to tell you, study abroad if you can. Whether or not you're Pell Grant eligible, we have the Director of Study Abroad Programs at UTA for all the other free money out there for you, so you can fund your study abroad travels. It makes you more globally knowledgeable. It helps you relate to so many people in the world. So I can't promote study abroad and globalization enough.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Okay, well, we learn something every day, And I've worked with Emmanuel quite a bit over the last couple of years due to his involvement in the APIC student chapter and as a student in my logistics management course. But one of the real quotable quotes from Emmanuel that I will remember for a long time is when he said, when it comes to shopping, Chinese people are as American as you and me. Okay, our next speaker, and Emmanuel kind of led into her introduction, is Kelly Anderson. So Kelly has worked in international education since 2005, and she currently serves as the Director of Study Abroad for UTA. Kelly received her bachelor's degree in international studies from Texas A&M University, and it was during her semester abroad in France that she discovered her passion for study abroad and exposing students to different countries and cultures. Prior to coming to UTA, Kelly was the Assistant Director of Education Abroad at Southern Methodist University, where she worked for 6 years in the International Center. She received her master's degree in liberal studies from SMU and is active in the professional organization NAFSA, the Association of International Educators. Kelly has presented numerous study abroad related sessions at professional conferences and has held professional leadership roles, including serving as a mentor for the NAFSA Academy for International Education. So please welcome Kelly Anderson.
I always chuckle when I hear that introduction read for me because I still feel like that student who just came back from my semester abroad in France, and I still really feel like I'm experiencing this world in awe and wonder. And I love the fact that my job is to encourage other students to see the world the way I did as that undergraduate student. So my role here today is to really build on what Emmanuel started and to encourage all UTA students to study abroad. This is in many ways focusing on business students, so I am going to have some highlights for any of our College of Business students here today. But do know that regardless of what your major is, there is a study abroad opportunity for you. So it would actually be impossible for me to tell you everything there is to know about studying abroad in the 15 or so minutes that I have here today. So what I've done is I've put together 10 things that I want you to know, the 10 most important things about studying abroad as a UTA student, hoping that it will encourage you to come get more information about how you can incorporate studying abroad into your UTA experience. So the first two things that I want you to know is that when you're studying on a UTA study abroad program, you are earning UTA credit, not additional transfer credit. This is a huge deal. We have so many transfer students. You have courses that you have completed via AP or at a community college or a prior university, but courses taken on a UTA study abroad are UTA credit, so that help you maintain your degree progress. That's really important. One of the great benefits of earning UTA credit is that it makes you eligible to utilize the same UTA financial aid that you are already receiving. So those scholarships, loans, and grants that you are already receiving to take courses here on campus, you can use towards the cost of a study abroad program. That's probably the best kept secret in higher education, and I don't mean that in a positive way, because it goes a long way to making study abroad much more affordable for so many of our students. So in addition to your regular FAFSA package, there are special scholarships just for studying abroad. You've heard about the Gilman Scholarship from Emmanuel already. I am going to point out the first one, International Education Fee Scholarship, IEFS. It's open to all UTA students regardless of major or degree level. There are a whole host of other ones listed there. We have many more on our website. I brought some of our scholarship materials here. But again, the point is that if you are wanting to study abroad but are seeing those dollar signs in your head and are thinking, I can't do this, know that there is some assistance available. And for those College of Business students here today, there is a special new opportunity just for you. And that would be the Jack and Dora Spouse Scholarship. We have a very generous, I see Dean Crow's in here, yes. We have a very generous UTA College of Business alum, Dr. Jacqueline Faust, who has funded a scholarship specifically for College of Business students because she has identified that when she was a high school student, she actually studied in France, so yay France. She studied in France, and she has identified that as something that has really led to her becoming a true leader in her industry and in her field. And she wants all UT students to experience that same benefit that she received. And so this is coordinated through the College of Business Advising Office. I do actually have a handout about that as well. But if you're a College of Business student, there is no financial reason why you should not be pursuing study abroad. With the opportunity to earn a FAUS, to get an IEFS, to use your financial aid, to apply for Gilman, to apply for these other ones, Like I said, there is no financial reason why a college or business student should not be studying abroad. So some more things that you should know about why you should study abroad as a UTA student is, again, as I said, you can take courses for your degree, and those are all the components of your degree. So your major, your minor, some electives, regardless of what your field of study is, there are study abroad opportunities for you, and that's what my office can help you identify in those different programs. Obviously, studying abroad is an excellent opportunity to learn a language. Any language that is taught here on campus you can put into practice abroad, and maybe some languages that we don't teach on campus you can learn. So if you have a burning desire to study TWE, you can do that. Frankly, again, for our international business students who are already taking a lot of language courses, if you're truly wanting to become fluent in another language, there is no better way, and I speak from personal experience, there's no better way to truly become fluent in another language than to put yourself in an environment where you're hearing it every day, you're speaking it every day, you're reading it, you're tasting it, you're smelling it, you're just absorbing it in through your pores. But I also know that for a lot of students, learning another language is not your thing. I get that. I hear that from students. I took my 2 years of Spanish in high school and you can't pay me enough to do it again. That's all right. We have opportunities where you can take your courses in English. You can even study in a non-English speaking country, but take your courses in English. Again, my personal recommendation, if you are studying in a non-English speaking country, I definitely encourage you to at least